Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakakudash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Alright? That's the position that we're in. As long as this devil is in charge, that's our position. Right? These devils could care less about, you being too old or too young or hurt, injured, mentally, physically. This devil don't care. This devil don't care. Right? The reason why I'm bringing this out is because I got told a story today. I saw I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. And this particular story is, we got a hospital down here by the name of Grandview. And I was told the story of a young woman, early 20s, who, had issues with driving in the rain. Apparently, she had some kind of trauma pertaining to, driving in the rain, so she ain't like doing so. And we just had like some bad weather down here, and she was supposed to go to work, but she tried to call in and let the people know she wasn't gonna be able to make it, or at least wait for the storm to stop so she could come. But Esau being started threatening. You know how they do. If you don't come, then this, or if you don't come, then that, or really not caring about what she's saying, because he really look at us like we a bunch of lying animals anyway. Like we just make up stories all the time. Like we lazy. That's a big proverb when it comes to how the so-called white man views the so-called black man, like we lazy. And we some of the hardest working people on the planet. Right? But they made that girl come in to work. Let me tell you what happened, man. The girl died on the way to work. Right? The Lord judged her on the way to work. She ain't make it. Ended up getting into a wreck in the storm on her way to a job. Right? And that's just the way it is, in the daughter of Babylon and all around the world, but more so in the daughter of Babylon, man. We just numbers to these people. Right? They don't view us as actual human beings. Right? They look at us as positions. They look at us as statistics. Matter of fact, let me see, where is that? Deuteronomy chapter 28. And let's see. So let me find this precept. Did I pass it? me see if I can find this. It's a lot one second. So Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Right? In the NLT it reads, you will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which Yahweh sends you. Right? Now, these individuals that are around us, they put on the face just like we put on the face. Right? We the people in society that we have to act a certain way in order to not cause fear wherever we go. We got to make other nations feel comfortable being around us, and we the only people that have to do that. Right? And the Lord is letting us know it's a reason for that. Right? It's a reason why they attach these different proverbs to us. Right? And look at us how they look at us. It's because this is a part of the curses, ultimately. Right? But let me go to the book of Isaiah 61 and verse 1. I can't remember the name of the girl, but I just remember the story. And I also remember that once the girl got in the accident, she when she didn't visit, she didn't go to the father immediately. Right? She had to lay up in the hospital for a minute, and they put on a machine to assist her in breathing. And once they felt that she was able to do that on her own, they took her off the machine, and that's when she went to go meet the father. Right? Because that's the according to the Bible, that's the cycle of life and death. Right? And the same people that told that girl that she has to come in, and the same people that shot them threats her way to make her suck it up and get in a vehicle, facing the trauma of whatever she had to face in her mind on her way to that job, because that's what it is, a job. Right? Those same individuals said they wanted to send her a card. Right? Just like all these jobs. Right? I seen myself, I've had several different jobs doing several different things. This particular position that I'm about to speak of was me doing electrical work. And I can recall going to work, and I was being trained by this older so-called white man. He was cool though. Right? I was being trained by this man. And this man had to be close to 70 years old. Right? And was still doing like hard, I don't know how many electricians out there hearing this, but right? Doing electrical work for businesses, that ain't easy. Pulling that heavy wire, dragging that heavy wire, lifting that heavy wire, toting that heavy wire, hooking these wires up, so forth, so on. But I can recall me going to work one day, and this man said he wasn't feeling good. He was having headache problems. And he said he wanted to go to the hospital later on that evening. I remember him going to that hospital. That was a Friday. That Monday we came back to work, he had passed. When I tell you nothing stopped, I'm talking about absolutely nothing stopped. Wasn't no, hey, y'all need to talk to somebody, or y'all need to do this or whatever. No, none of that. It was, well, such and such, he ain't here no more. He passed on. All right, so what I want y'all to do is grab these ladders and take these ladders up here and do that, and that, blah, 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 blah. These are jobs, man, corporations, man. We are literally still on the plantation. Difference now is we not the only ones that's there. Your ass there too. You low level Edomites, you're there too. The same way they don't care about us, they don't care about y'all. All right. But as far as the Lord's people goes, Isaiah 61:1, the spirit of Yahweh power is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. We are in a prison right now, and they not gonna open. They are not gonna open them gates. Right. The key to this prison is the currency, and the individuals that make the currency, that dish out the currency. That's a small group of people, and that small group of people own the entire prison system, if you understand what I'm saying. All right. From Babylon to Timbuktu, they own it all. All right. And they don't care nothing about you being sick. They don't care nothing about your trauma. They don't care you lack. And these times that's coming up, they are going to ensure that everybody lacks. You can't vote a person into a position to change that. That's the way this world is moving. That's why Revelation 13 speaks how it speaks. Right? But as far as the Lord's people goes, this too shall pass. We are on our exit tour. We getting ready to get up out this jail. And the Lord gonna bust us out. Right? With ultimate divine force. And ain't a damn thing the strange nation can do about it, but sit back and watch it happen. Right? Let me go to the book of let's see, where do I want to go? Let me go to James 2. Let me see. Let's see what that says. James chapter 2 and verse 5 says, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not power chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats?" In the NLT it reads, "Listen to me, dear brothers and sisters. Hasn't God chosen the poor in this world to be rich in faith? Aren't they the ones who will inherit the kingdom he promised to those who love him? But you dishonor the poor. Isn't it the rich who oppress you and drag you into court?" Right? Facts. The rich are constantly oppressing the poor even to this day, and they are gonna increase that oppression. All right, that story that I told y'all about that young lady is just a small example of a bigger picture that the world is gonna have to see in just a little while. I'm gonna tell you why. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. "And he causeth all, not some, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man." Who is that man? Esau, Edom, the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi chapter 1 expresses that wicked that runs this earth is Esau Edom. Right? For it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Put your faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Understand that the Lord has us working these jobs and earning his funds simply as a tool. Right? You work that job to get that money to do whatever it is you need to do, but serve Yahweh, man. Right? Fear the Lord. Right? As long as you're trying to live as righteous as you can, then that means you are moving in wisdom. If you're moving in wisdom, then you understand every step you take is ordained by the Lord. Really, good or bad, every step everybody takes is ordained of the Lord. But if you're walking in wisdom, you have understanding that it's for your good. And you're going to move accordingly. I know it's been plenty of days where, I just don't feel it. And in my mind, the Lord telling me, hey, if you would have went this day, something probably would have happened. Or if you'd have got up at that time, something probably would have happened. All right? Understand the game and move accordingly. The Lord did not already laid it out where we are and how we should operate. But meantime, between time, yeah, we still here. But the Lord is working the work. Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And who is that one people and who is the other? 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Alright? Call Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakakudah Shalom Yasha Allah Wa Abba Baba.